I lived in London a lot of my early 20s, so I learned a lot of British slang, right? And one of my favorite sayings that I learned was if someone was telling a particularly salacious story, one might respond back to them with, "Don't go telling porcupines." And I was like, what? Don't go telling porcupines? What? And I heard it enough where I then started to build this narrative inside of my head. I was like, the Brits think that porcupines are like blabbermouths, right? They think that they're like these spiky rat snitches, right? And then the more that I heard it, I didn't check in further about the saying, but I could then see it. I was like, you know what? Porcupines do look like they'd be like, and like, you know, telling the town's gossip all about. And so I was waiting for my time after someone was telling a story for me to get to say it, and it happened. I was in a smoking area with probably like 10 people. Someone's regaling me with the tale of a lifetime, and I'm just waiting for them to finish so I can be like, don't go telling porcupines, and look like I understood British slang. Like I was like, I've lived here for like 4 years. I like get the language, you know? And so I do. I'm like, don't go telling porcupines. And everyone looks at me and goes, what? And I was like, well, you don't want to tell the porcupines because they're going to like, tell other people. And they were like, are you trying to say, don't go telling porcupines? And I was like, porcupine. They were like, a pork pie is like a lie, right? And I was like, well, why? And they're like, it's like, don't go telling lies. Don't go telling porky pies was the saying. And I was like, And I was upset. I was more upset that as someone who loves animals, I had to now unlearn this narrative inside of my head of porcupines being these sort of like evil snitches. And then I got even more mad at myself because I was like, I didn't even do the fucking research to see that porcupines aren't even indigenous to the UK. They don't even live there. So British people wouldn't even know the characteristics, the persona of a porcupine. That's sort of like the time where I would hear people on Love Island be like, I just want a guy with turkey teeth. And I would think to myself, why would you want a guy with turkey teeth? Turkeys don't have teeth, they have beaks. That's stupid. Turkey teeth meaning teeth that they got done in the country, Turkey. I could be autistic, but I was addicted to drugs back then. So for me, it was hard to tell.